got a couple of T.O.K songs here that I want to break down with you. All right.
Yeah, man.
One of the big monster songs. I think this is the one that probably put you guys on Billboard. Would be
Mhm.
"Just Got Paid."
Yeah, that's so interesting. That record is so interesting because what I take away from that record was simplicity is always the best thing. We had a totally different song for the rhythm, you know. We had a totally different song written where we this kind of calculated harmony melody da 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 bi da 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 bi da 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 di da 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 di ah da 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 di da 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 di, but it was just like it never feel right. And I have to take my hat off and big up that youth named Flex from T.O.K. You see that youth there more instrumental in my life than I think him even know. Cause he was the first man to tell me something I can DJ. And I don't think I'd be DJing if him never looked for me and say, yo, you're bad if a DJ.
Mhm.
Zine. Also that moment when that song we sing all that and him say, yo, I don't know, it don't feel right. We can't just sing something simple like something, I don't know, something like just got paid and I got a little money to burn. Ah, the man just say like,
that.
just sing something simple like that. And we're like, that bad. And that's the thing about us. We always had this creativity where it was a loose thing where if nobody was like super married to them idea where them can't accept that something bad. They might still feel say, yo, this bad, man, I clutch it in my vault and I go revisit it sometime in the future. But we always went with this with what the collective vibe was. And that's how Money to Burn came in. And then it was for Tony Kelly. We were doing it up at Tony Kelly's studio. So we had the hook. And then I think for my verse, Tony wrote a lot of the verse. Definitely started it. He was like, hey, pretty baby, I want to ask you your name. I like the way you move about feeling the same. I think he wrote like probably the first 4 lines and then I finished it off. But he wrote some of it. He gave me the format. And then Craig may have written his verse. And Craig and then Tony wrote a third verse. Listen, are you down for whatever? So we wrote a lot of it with Tony. And at that time, I think we had recorded around a few more before, but this was one where we felt like, yo, when this dropped, it had to be because Tony was so excited about it. He had somebody singing Red Wine on it. And he just had some songs like the Mr. Easy. She drive me crazy. He was super. And then of course he had the Sean Paul. I don't really care what people say. So he had some great records where we knew that all we have to do is have a nice song on this rhythm and it would definitely work. So yeah, that was the vibe for that one.
Yeah, crazy song there. And next big one here from Dave Kelly was Galang Gal. How did that come up?
No, that wasn't Dave Kelly. That is Lenky. That is the Diwali rhythm.
Yes. Sorry. I always mix up those. I always mix up that rhythm as a Dave Kelly rhythm for some strange reason. I don't know why.
Yeah. So it's interesting with Lenky because we were recording with Lenky from before 2000. He was really amazing and still is like I would say he is the genius before Stephen the genius. Like he's a mastermind. When you put him around a piano, I can't tell you how amazing this man is. This man is like on the classical level, like on some Beethoven and like them level, and I'm not exaggerating, right? So he had a lot of beats every day in Bill Beats and whatever, but he also worked closely with General Degree. You know, Degree also is a brilliant producer and have an ear for hits. So he was the one who worked with him. It's like Lenky did have this beat from 10 years before the beat, and him rise it up. So I don't know if them are listening to. I don't know how that process went, but I know that they dug it up, and I know they put the clap on it. And I think him and Tone, if I'm not mistaken, I think that Dave, Lenky and Degree went in the studio and did the clap them and thing. And so by the time them link, I don't know how did we hear about that rhythm. I mean, as I said, we were close with Tone with Lenky. Also, his engineer was Zoomj. Zoomj was really his engineer at first before he became his artist.
Zoomj was a engineer before he was an artist.
Yeah. He was the engineer for. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he was an artist first and then he went into engineering to help himself get set up as an artist. I don't know. But when I met him, he was an engineer and he was the real engineer for any time Lenky was doing work. So and he was like basically Lenky artist because he was really good. He had a sound very similar to Spragga. So anything that him do, definitely Lenky would have worked with him and make him get a song on the rhythm and put it together nicely. So I don't remember how we heard the beat. Probably Zoom J told us about the beat, but we definitely went up there. So what was happening for us then? We were writing so much that every hit rhythm we got, we were writing like 2 or 3 songs on the beat, and then we would record one and then have one in the vault for the next beat. So like, me tapa tapa and a careless slap and a gal can't. That was written on a Tony Kelly rhythm. That was written on at a different studio, but we just had the melody. No, we had the words. So we tapa tapa, expensive shopper and those things. And then when we heard Diwali, it just fit perfect. So we just go flop them one by one, galanga, flop them 2 by 2. Cause you are real tapa tapa and a careless slap and a gal can't in your shoes, galanga. And of course, that's a Miss Lou original, the 1 by 1. So, big up Miss Lou as well. So we just knew that the rhythm had this bounce that kind of melody would have fit perfect. And also, Galua Lead, that's a fun fact. The chorus for Galua Lead was written on, this rhythm, I think it's Americ, the rhythm name. We Cartel have a song about, we not climb pan, all that if you real grandpa, we had a song on it with Spragga. But I think after we recorded the song with Spragga, the rhythm was playing and we came up with the not we, Alex came up with the and we said, girl, you are lead. And I think Shams actually built a rhythm for it. The actual song that came out, Shams heard the melody and said, yo, that bad. And then built the rhythm for it and gave Bobby Condas as a production. So I'm just saying we're writing songs for beats and then going back and recording other beats, Yeah.
And the funny thing with it, that song was another song on my list here. I have 2 more on this list here I want to ask you here. Solid as a Rock. How did that come up?
All right, so Solid as a Rock was also interesting because we were at, by this time now, one of our key producers that we're working with is a guy named Christopher Birch. We met him, he was the keyboardist with Shaggy's band, and the first production that we did was this song called She's Hot, She's Blazing, and that was, he had built the beat. So after that, we kind of was recording for him. Anytime I have a beat, we could find him and record. And he had this rhythm named Military. Is Military? No, Thriller. So we're going more. What was reaching us is like we're traveling so much, that we definitely have to knock out some rhythm before we leave. Because when we tour, we're gone for 2 months, 3 months. So we have to say, yo, if Birchill come up with that rhythm, we have to make sure we lock that rhythm before we fly out. So we're at his house till like, I don't know, from 8 in the night. We just couldn't find a song till like 2 in the morning. It was one of them hard rhythms to write for. Like, I think one of the things that is a gift and a curse with us is that we are not the type of artist to repeat a style or repeat. You can hear 4 of our hits and don't say the same artist. You can hear Money to Burn and, I don't know, Solid as a Rock and don't say the same artist because each of us have a time when we carry the record and it's a different voice. So we were trying all kind of things, and I think at the last part, it wasn't me really trying to do things. I think it was more the singers, meaning that we were trying to do a melodious chorus, and I think in the last part, me just get fed up again and I say, yo, many rise, many drop, but we solid as a, and everybody say, yo, that bad, run with it. But it was partially like we tired, we just have to run with something. But at the same time, so I was just like, yo, but I wasn't sure, but everybody was like, yeah, man, it's simple and perfect. And it also was interesting because it came out at the time when Carter was just about for bus. And Carter did have a song which said, more life, more money, more life. So it kind of relate back to the topic because one is saying more life and one is saying Solid as a Rock, and it was also a very personal song for us because we are say truly by this time now we see enough artists rise and fall and we're there as Solid as a Rock, and so And we also knew that our third album, me as a strategist, I know that the third album was going to be called Our World. And we were thinking about a theme of different what you call it, elements. So we knew we wanted a rock record. We wanted something to say rock. And we also wanted to play around with rock. So when we perform live, we turn Side as a rock into a rock thing. Let me rise, let me. So we were getting very creative with what we were doing. And yeah, the record came out and it did well, you know, it did very well, both in the sound system world as well as on the charts, the Jamaican charts and so forth.
Yeah, for sure. And this is another big international one. This was even outside of dancehall here. This was more on a different scale altogether. Was the Shell It Down with Major Lazer.
Major Lazer, yes. So that was later on. No, that was like 2013, I think. So what did happen with that one was like big up Diplo. Them time they were on BlackBerry, I think, and me and Diplo was on. We had open line of communication. So and also one of the things with T.O.K is that a lot of the video directors in the 2000s is we first work with them, or we give them that first push, you know. Ras Casa, we were the first person ever used. Like, it wasn't even him was supposed to do the video, and we said to him, yo, you have the talent, let's do this. And him come, and it's where him evolved to be Nadia Rose. A lot of them. J Will was doing videos before. I'm not gonna say we were the first, but he was resetting up himself in Jamaica. And you know, we had meeting with him, and we say him serious, and we say him having talent. And so and by that time he had done Footprints, the first Footprints video. He did it, which boss us and boss him as a director. So this is 7 years later now. Shut it down. You know, work now. Him is the big man now. J Will is the big man, but he has always stayed cool. Like, if I buck him anyways, there's no ego or facade or big headedness. You know, just like, well, go on, bro, and we're good. So I go check him, and him say, yo, I have something to show you. And him show me Busy video. I hope you don't get in trouble for this. I hope you know, I'm this is my disclaimer, bro. You know, this is an interview. I'm just talking. I'm sipping some champagne. You know, I'm a little. You know what I mean? But him say, yo, you want to see this? So I see the video. I don't know if you see the video for Busy song. Watch out for it. It was like crazy. And the rhythm and the someone say, yo, this bad, and him say, yo, Major Lazer is a new release. So at that time, I think we were already doing another record for Diplo. So I hit him up and say, yo, we're about to finish the record. And him say, all right, cool. And then I say, yo, I hear your record. I hear this Busy way you have a drop. And him say, yo, this fire. I say, yeah. And him say, you want a piece of the beat? I say, oh, of course, I want a piece of the beat. Of course. So him send it, and we go straight into the studio. And again, I think Flex really came with that hook. Ole, ole, send it back to him love it. He say, yo, let's shoot a video. We link back J Will with a video. And it was really one of those records that really helped us in terms of those years where 2013 onwards, when we're doing festivals, is a great chanting record. Ole, ole. And also with the Latin America market. So it really was a big record for us, you know. And big up Diplo for giving us a chance to shine on the beat, you know.
Yeah, you know, I spoke to Craig about this, but I want it from your version also. This is going to be the last time we're going to break down Footprints. All right. Because again, that was a massive for you guys there. Right. From your side, how did that come around?
All right. So Footprints, actually, it I guess it was a year in the making, you know what I mean? So Alistair brother, which to me is like one of the brothers for me as well. Gavin, he died by a gunshot wound in 2003, November. Not November, no, his birthday is in November. June 2003. It really hit home for Alex, for his family, and for us as an extended family. To the point where like it was one of those painful losses, you know what I mean? Because the youth was 18, was about to start in life, you know, and it's just over some foolishness, some waste, man, you know. So it really, really shook me, and up to now, I still feel the pain for that. So we knew somewhere along the line that we would do a record, but we didn't really force it. And none of us ever said to Alex, you know, when do you want to do a record, you know? But we knew it was coming. In the same breath, Gavin was like one of our biggest fans as well. So he knew that we were just about to go international on our next level. Because by this time, Sean Paul got signed through VP to Atlantic. And Atlantic was, you know, picking up other people and pick up Wayne Wonder. They were looking at us like, yo, you know, these guys are up next kind of thing. So all our mission was from She's Hot coming down to Gallia Lead to, you know, Unknown Language. All those records was trying to find a solid crossover record. And we got caught up in this American game, to me personally, where you're so focused on getting a commercial record that you stop making music how you used to make music. You know, you were just like, I need to say this because this is a talk, or I need to say this because this is what will work on radio or whatever. So I personally got frustrated after giving VP like around 3 records. When Gallia Lead was top 8 at 8 on Funk Flex show, October 2003, VP didn't release a music video for it until April 2004, like 6 months after how hot the record was. So when it released, when it premiered on BT 106 and Park, a girl in the audience say, "Oh, I love this record, I love this group, I just don't know why it took so long to come." So at those times, my spirit was just down like, yo, I'm not trying to run down this thing. So let me go back to yard and just make music from what I feel is real. And so we started to voice a lot of things. By this time now, Dan is the man, and we get cool with Dan by this point. So every time we're just hanging out up at Dan. Anytime I have a rhythm, we come up there with voice, we knock out. So we knock out like 5 in rhythm them one weekend kind of thing, you know. And a lot of them was gun songs, shooting people. We're so angry, I guess, you know what I mean? So in the middle of that, one day we went to Dan, was me and Alex alone went. I don't know why Flex and Craig either didn't make it, or so I don't know how. But we were alone, were there with Dan and Cool Face, and him start hum the melody. It's Alex idea, him start go, when you cry, I cry along with you when you smile. And all I could do was just sing the octave and just say, when you smile, and him going in them high voice. And then, oh no, Flex and Alex came. Flex and Craig came afterwards. Because I remember them joking and saying, yo, when it sound like Ashford and Simpson, yo, it sound like some dude. we used to run some very low blow jokes with each other. Like we used to this one and that need. So I say, yo, it sound like Ashford and Simpson, brother. You know, talk out, man, or something like that. So anyway, we left, we went on tour. By the time we got up on tour, we didn't record the record though. By the time we got up on tour, Dan released Rhythm, Jack Curious, a song and Mash Up the Place, Morgan Heritage, Sizzler, Maxi Priest, Luciano, Gentleman, like the whole rhythm just to take over. I'm like, wow, you know. So by the time we come back now, and enough people don't realize, but part of T.O.K's journey, a lot of times our biggest songs is on the second batch of beats. Like the second batch of Broke Out, like when we link with Mana, when we said Mana Badman with Killer, that was a second batch of Juice Rhythm. Hardcore Lover was a second batch of Bodies, if I'm not mistaken. So this now, the Drop Leaf Rhythm, it was already out, and him saying I'm gonna drop a second batch. And Alex, I said, yo, we're gonna record the record. So we went on there Sunday day, because I remember when I wrote my verse and said early Sunday morning, we get up and watching. It was a real story that Sunday I had gone through the morning with my mom. And we recorded the record. This was like around, I want to say, come out like around August 2004. And then we're gone again. We're touring. I think this is the first. We got Africa now. We're gone. Kenya sold out. Uganda sold out. You know, we're all over the place. I will come back to Jamaica like around October, November. Alexa say, yo, I feel this record. We need to shoot the video. And we link J Will, shoot the video. The video gets stolen the same night. Jay go like a comedy show. When them come out, them broke in them. Either they stole the vehicle or them broke in the vehicle and steal the video. Met news, all kind of thing, trying the best to get it back, all kind of things. I don't know what kind of miracle Jay Will did, but he got back the footage after some time. Video come out. And I remember it was the first time I heard it was at Asylum. And the selector, because the selector didn't even know what to say. I remember him saying, yo, I was sending somebody to say, yo, tell the man he was playing a drop leaf for him. I think somebody told him, say, yo, play a T.O.K song. And I remember him saying, oh no, our virgin man, nobody never have to tell him. It's Soltex, our virgin from Bridgeport was playing. And Soltex, no say I drop the song, but him say, yo, I don't even know what to say about that song. I don't even know what to say. I'm just drop it and you just hear the cry. And we just see the place start shake. And I say, yo, I didn't even know. And by the Christmas, it was undoubtedly the biggest song in Jamaica. And the thing about it is, Bogle was very close to us. And Bogle was just like, yo, this and that and Ray. And by the January, he died. You know what I mean? So it's like the record just became a way that people could communicate their emotions in going through a loss. And it's on a big level, like the whole dancehall industry could just take that song and help them soothe what they were going through with the loss of Bogle. And it was kind of this was like this wildfire. It's like everywhere we go, we would leave the song behind us, leave it with the radio, and then by 2 weeks, 3 weeks, the radio man called and said, yo, the big. So we're in Trinidad that year, that 2005. Now Marshall invites us to do Marshall Mondays. At the time, it was called AC3.
Okay.
And we mash up the place with him. We'd have a remix with him and Dougie Fresh, and we'll come out and unexpected and shell the place. And we left the record. Now remember, Carnival season is like only Carnival alone. Them are here. Them not hear nothing. But you know, the day after Carnival, 100% Jamaican music. So it's like the day after. Footprints just flood the place, and by the time we get 2 calls from over there, are the biggest thing over there. We go Africa, when we left it over there, by the time we get 2 calls from over there, the biggest thing in the continent. So it was just like this trail that we're leaving behind us, you know. And then by the summer of 2005, for me, what was very interesting is that it became the crossover record, the summer record for American radio. Now, for me, it's interesting because the year before, I bust my brain and try to make a record for crossover. And this next year, we redefine radio. Before that, you would never have a reggae spiritual song in rotation on the urban station, right? The last song before that is Tupac, Dear Mama, and the last time before that is Crossroads with Bone Thugs Harmony. Never. And those are American artists. A Jamaican artist has never before took such a reggae spiritual record and get this success. And it went straight on to the 106 and Park, and it was just and then we had to shoot like a video for it in the US market, and it just became its own beast. And up to this day, the song just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So it was just one of those things where, you know, say, yo, for me, it was a message where like, yo, just follow your heart and make music from your heart, and everything else will work itself out. Don't try to run it down. You know what I mean? And it's something that been with me till this day, you know, as a creative person.
This podcast is brought to you by www.twolinedmusichut.com.